Thank you. Okay, so Janhvi, just is amazing to know about, how much you trust us with your home. But tell me, what can the guests expect when they come into this beautiful, beautiful home of yours that we just saw?
I think a lot of warmth. I honestly feel like a lot of good energy. I think this house symbolizes such a special chapter in my mother's legacy, in all of our lives. It was one of her first major purchases once she started working, and her prized possession, really. And growing up, it was always like a theme in our lives that, okay, we're going to Chennai and we have a city house, but on the weekend we're going to VGP, and she loved the beach. So yeah, what you can expect, I think, is very good energy. We've made a lot of special memories in that house. And an amazing view, access to the beach, and a nice place to just relax and be with yourself.
Fantastic. I can definitely vouch for the view. It's just so gorgeous. When we were shooting these videos there, of course, we didn't want to come out. And I was telling Janhvi that it almost feels like it's our home because we just are made to feel so welcome. So thank you for making Airbnb part of your family. I have a question to you. Tell me, how does it feel? We have the most gorgeous host ever sitting with us today. How does it feel to have Janhvi join the family?
No, it's an amazing feeling for sure, right? As we know, and I kind of briefly mentioned this in my presentation as well, travel is increasingly led by millennials and Gen Z. And to have someone who is a massive style icon, a youth icon, and her stature in the industry based on her performance in the past, clearly brings a very, very authentic play in terms of this collaboration. And I'm super excited to have her be a host on the family, on the Airbnb platform, and also give guests across the world unprecedented access to something that is so, so well cherished and so close to her heart. I think these kind of experiences are unprecedented. Money cannot buy them. And I think this is what makes Airbnb special. And Janhvi being a host on a platform is just even more special.
Thank you. That's so true. That's just so true. When we were sort of thinking about this and when we were in touch with Janhvi and trying to figure this out, the fact that this house has never been seen before was something which got us so excited. And we're just so happy that now everybody around the world has seen it.
A very fun travel memory. So my dad had this thing. He said that before my kids get married, before my daughters get married, I want them to have traveled the world so that when they meet their husband doesn't feel the pressure to show them all of these wonderful places, and they can just tell them that, "Ha, Papa ne dikha liya mujhe. I've been everywhere because my father took me." So he really unhone ठान लिया था. So there was a phase in the middle where for 2 or 3 summers he would just make this very hectic itinerary. And it would give my mom a lot of anxiety because she just wanted to relax. And then she'd end up having a lot of fun, and we'd go to all of these eclectic places. Like, I think one of my most memorable trips was when we went to the Amalfi Coast, when we traveled around Italy. I think we drove actually from Switzerland to the south of France, and then we went around the Amalfi Coast because we took a flight to Italy, and it was us, this big Indian family, and we had like this van that could accommodate all of us. And when I say all of us, I mean also our cook and Ramu, who, I mean, technically is my dad's boy, but I think that he's my dad's best friend. And we had to travel with them because Papa doesn't go anywhere without mangoes from India and chilies from India. क्योंकि India के बाहर जो chilies मिलते हैं वो तीखे नहीं होते हैं, apparently, according to my father. So we were traveling in this big van, and I don't know if you go to Rome or Italy, the roads are they're very narrow. So this big giant Jeep was not fitting in half of the roads. And like when you go out in the evening, they like to come out of the restaurants, they're drinking on the streets, they're playing music, they're having a good time. And then in comes this big black Jeep where we're blasting South Indian music and having like theplas and parathas in the van. And we were supposed to drive from, I think it was Naples to Sorrento, but we put in Salerno on Google Maps, so we drove like 5 hours, I think, in the wrong direction. And I just have this visual because my dad was so flustered that we messed up, and mom was like, how can you do this to me? That we were trying to fill in petrol, and there was like a pillar, there was the petrol pump, and then there was a way for him to go towards the car. And for 5 minutes, he was trying to fit himself between the pillar and the petrol pump because he was so flustered, and we were just watching him like, what are you doing? You can't fit. But yeah, I think that trip was very memorable.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and the South Indian in me feels fantastic about you blasting South Indian music.
Yeah,
where...
full like Roja and
Oh, nice.
all of these songs.
Fantastic.
In Italy, all of those Italians were quite scandalized.
I'm just imagining that side. Wow, fantastic.
Right? The beauty of Airbnb as a platform is that there is an Airbnb at every price point. So whether you're looking for an affordable option in a city, or if you're looking for a lavish luxury penthouse or vacation rental home, anywhere in the world, we have it all on the platform. For icons specifically, because we understand how important it is for normal people to experience something that has always been in their imagination, what we have done is we have priced all icon homes under $100. In fact, this home is not available for any price. It's available for free. People have to apply to get access in terms of being a guest, and based on certain inputs, we would then decide, and they get a golden ticket. And we have 4,000 golden tickets for all icons throughout this year. So many new icons will drop. A lot of people will get access to these unprecedented homes at a very low price, or even $0. So it depends on each icon, and the terms and conditions would be displayed on the icon PDP listing when you see that. There will be a price in some, there will be free for some, there will be a mechanic that people will be able to read and then kind of access that particular listing. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share that beautiful coastal home that we just saw, it's listed for 0 rupees. So it's a pleasure, like it's a opportunity for people to just go and enjoy and really live that moment. Like I said right at the beginning, we are making dreams come true, and this time with no price tag either. So yeah, it's going to be super, super exciting. I'm going to, on that note, wrap up this Q&A session. We're all going to be here, so if you have more questions, we can definitely catch up. I know Janhvi has a lot lined up, so we're not going to keep her here for longer. But I can't thank you all enough for joining us. Janhvi, I can't thank you enough for agreeing to be a part of our family. A very big special thank you to Mr. Kapoor as well, who has actually designed that home that you saw. I mean, we know how beautiful his movies are. Mr. India was always my favorite, but we also have now seen how fantastic he is with just making the homes look really nice. So really, really grateful to the entire Kapoor family for being so kind, so gracious, and partnering with us and being a part of this family. And on that note, I think we should pose for some pictures. Janhvi, shall we?
Yes. Thank you so much. Should we go ahead of the light is good? I think the lights, yeah.